Hey, everybody. Come on in, come on in. I have a question for you. Did you find brown sugar today? I know some of you have been on the hunt with me since early this morning trying to find brown sugar. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you need to look at my news feed. I dropped an ebook this morning that is absolutely free. Yes, free.com. For you to download today in honor of Thanksgiving week. So we know that Thanksgiving is coming up. It's coming up on Thursday. And for those of you who are ready, I wanted you to just get an idea of who brown sugar is and to see the type of person she is. So if you had opportunity to find out who brown sugar was, just put yes in the comments. Say hello as you come on in. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nikita Brown. I am the nurse practitioner who teaches and trains you ways to get and stay healthy, encouraging you to live, love, and choose you. So come on in, make sure you push the share button and share this broadcast out, because I want to know, did anybody find brown sugar today? If you don't know what I'm talking about, you should go to bit.ly/brownsugar2020. You'll find my free ebook that's there just for a limited time for you to understand who brown sugar is and to put a name with brown sugar. So we're going to talk about stress and Thanksgiving. So how many of you have ever had a stressful Thanksgiving? How many of you have ever had a stressful Thanksgiving? You know, you get together with family, you get together with friends. Sometimes it can be a bit stressful. So how many of you have had a stressful Thanksgiving? So I'm going to give you just some quick tips on how you can decrease your stress some during this Thanksgiving, and ways you can actually help to keep yourself not quite so stressed out. So the very first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you set some limits. You want to make sure you set some limits. Set some limits, set some boundaries. That's going to be with your guests, with your family, with your friends. It's easier said than done, right? You want to set limits, especially if there are lots of people in and out your house, doing some things that you may not ordinarily be doing. You want to make sure that you set some limits and you stay within your boundaries. Know what you are willing to do, what you aren't willing to do, who you want over, who you don't want over. All those sorts of things. Go ahead and hash those out before Thanksgiving, so that on Thanksgiving it'll keep your day less stressful. So set some limits, set some boundaries. I know some people don't like certain things in their house, certain foods in their house, certain music in their house, certain extracurricular activities in your house. Go ahead and let the family know before they even bring it over what you will and won't accept in your house if you're the host. So make sure you are setting some limits. Make sure you set some boundaries, and stick to them. Don't let people just slide, because in the end, it's going to be you who are upset, who are mad, and who end up not having the best Thanksgiving because you slid back on the boundaries that you set. So set some limits. Make sure you stick to them. Hey, Ola, I see you hopping into the broadcast. Thank you for tuning in. For those of you who are hopping in, I hope you had a chance to find brown sugar today. If you did, I see Ola put yes in the comments. If you had a chance to find out who brown sugar is, I hope you enjoyed the read. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look in the comments. You can go to bit.ly/brownsugar2020 so you can get an idea of who brown sugar is and what she actually looks like. So the second thing you want to do is you want to make sure you create a guest list. Sounds pretty simplistic, right? But you want to make sure you have a guest list. You have an idea of how many people are going to be coming over to your home. You can make sure that you can seat everybody, that you have enough food, that you prepared adequately. Of course, there's always going to be some people who just kind of pop in or come over or say they want to come over at the last minute. But you don't want to stress yourself out by figuring out you have more people than food. So go ahead and see how many people you extended that invitation to. Circle back with some people that you left an open invitation to see if they're going to take you up on the offer. And that way you'll have an idea of how much food to prepare and what you need for the day. So number one is to set limits and set boundaries. 2 is to make sure you have a guest list. 3 is to make sure you have a food menu. Again, something that's super simplistic, but you don't want to wait until the last minute to go to the grocery store. How many of you know you cannot wait until the last minute to go to the grocery store to shop for Thanksgiving? Talk about stress. So you should be picking up those items that you know you're going to need all along. If you make that food list or that menu, then you would have an idea of what you need so you can be sure that you get all the items from the store. Many stores, not as much as it used to, but lots of stores are still closed for Thanksgiving. So if you wake up and you realize it's something that you don't have, you might not be able to get it. Or if you do get it, you might have to pay more for it than you would normally pay for it just because you didn't adequately prepare. So make sure you are getting your menu, getting your list, and don't wait until the last minute to pick up those food items, because you want to make sure that you are not stressing yourself out. The fourth thing you need to realize is that Thanksgiving is going to be imperfectly perfect. It's going to be imperfectly perfect. So as much as you want the perfect Thanksgiving with all the perfect food, with all of your family acting perfectly, with everything you can imagine and envision, it's going to be imperfectly perfect. Things happen, but it's going to be a perfect Thanksgiving for you. You just need to know how to roll with the punches. Again, one thing we talked about was setting boundaries. Know what things you are going to accept and what you won't accept, and go from there. So don't get so caught up in having the perfect day. Just make sure that you are thankful and that you realize it's going to be imperfectly perfect. Next, you should make sure that you grab your medications from the pharmacy, that you get what you need from your healthcare providers, because guess what? The pharmacies, your doctor's office, healthcare providers, we want to have Thanksgiving too, y'all. As shocking as that sounds, we want to have Thanksgiving too. So please, 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 for the love of Thanksgiving, please take Tuesday and Wednesday. Make sure you are calling your office if you need refills, if you are traveling out of town. We know that Thanksgiving is coming up and it's later this year, so the 1st is going to come in on a Sunday. So if you're somebody who needs your medication on the 1st, you should prepare to get it either before or make sure you have enough until that Monday. So the 5th thing you need to do is to keep the stress out of your Thanksgiving is to make sure you have your medications, have the things you need from your doctor's office. Some of you have some forms that need to be filled out before the end of the month. Guess what? Some people are going to be out of the office, and it's not their fault that they're going to be out of the office, especially when you had a form for how many weeks now? Right. So make sure if you have prescription, go ahead and look on those today. See when you need your refills. If you need it before the end of this month or by the 1st, you may want to go ahead and do a courtesy refill right now because the pharmacy is going to be closed. Providers, we want to share Thanksgiving too. So just make sure that you get what you need from your doctor's office, from the pharmacies before you have Tuesday and you have Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So for those of you who are hopping in, did you all find brown sugar today? I want to know who had opportunity to download brown sugar. If you did not, bit.ly/brownsugar2020. The link is in the comments. I just wanted to hop on really, really quickly just to let people know this is your opportunity to get that ebook, which is a quick read, but it gives you some insight on some things that you may need to do or some things that other people may need to do to make sure that they are not brown sugar. So if you're watching this, make sure you press that share button to share it out on your news feed. And we talked about 5 ways to help de-stress or keep you from being so stressed out on Thanksgiving. A recap really quickly. 1, you want to make sure you're setting some limits and boundaries. 2, get your guest list and stick to it. 3, get your food list and stick to it. Make sure you have everything you need from the store. 4, realize it's going to be imperfectly perfect Thanksgiving. And 5, make sure you contact your doctor's office, get your medications. Make sure you get what you need because some of them are going to be closed Thursday and Friday. Yes, Thursday and Friday. They want to celebrate and go out of town, be with their families as well. So go ahead and get what you need from the pharmacy, what you need from your providers before the holiday. Hope y'all had an amazing Monday. I'm going to come back to you with some tips for the rest of the week to get you ready, get you geared up for Thanksgiving. And on Black Friday, I'm probably going to be dropping some more specials and stuff for y'all. So make sure you go ahead and get your download today. You don't want to miss it while it is free. Invite your family and friends to download as well. If you know women in your life who fits that brown sugar description, go ahead and share it out to them so they can make sure they get a quick read. I will see you all later. Have an amazing night. Bye.